How's off season been going?
It's been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is probably my first off season. Having a full off season and being healthy out the gate where I can go and just train how I want to. Really, since the end of 2020 going into 21 was the last time I had a full off season, and so having that's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't you can't put enough value on just that time and the preparation it takes to get your body right to go make this push.
Yeah, well, to put in context, what people don't realize is when you're banged up in an off season, you're not getting better. You're trying to get to where you were at, and the league is so smart that you have to reinvent yourself every off season because there's film of how you've played the year before. So it really takes a hamper in like your off season gains.
Yes.
When you're hurt. Because you're trying to get to zero.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're not putting anything on top. So
I've spent the last 4 years training with the same group.
Yeah.
Had the same trainer who actually this off season was hired by Atlanta. So thanks to Raheem for taking my trainer who can no longer program for me. He's playing level 501 ball over there in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, draft analysts would say something different, but we'll move past that.
Draft.
We're going to talk about that right now. But
they took him over Bill.
Yeah, they did.
It's crazy.
But what I was touching on was the off season.
Yeah,
we're getting on these rabbit trails. Off season. I've been training with these guys for 4 years. When you get to the end of the season, you go back and you hit your baseline that first week, right? And it's like you don't realize how much your body breaks down through the course of a season. Where that off season you start so far from where you went into the season because there's just no way. Like you try to maintain things as you go.
Yeah.
It's dang near impossible. You play these long seasons, and your body's so broken down. There's so much just to build up, like you said, just to get back to where you were physically, and then all the armor you got to put on to prepare yourself, all the conditioning, the things you got to do to create some change in your body to be able to take the adaptation from this off season going into OTAs and say, okay, now we're gonna grind through OTAs. Then you get 1 month to basically gear up for training camp in a 17-game season.
Yeah.
Plus playoffs. And so it's a big deal. But yeah, man, I feel really good.
That's awesome. Now, what are some of the point of emphasis you have going into this offseason to your game? Now that you're healthy, you can self-scout, you can check out what you need to work on. What's some of the things that you are trying to get better at?
Yeah, I mean, I think the same mantra into every year. It's the bigger, faster, stronger. I think the mobility side of things has been a huge piece. Just being coming off of the ankle surgery a couple of years ago, things that come out of that. I mean, I think you get hurt, and especially something as low to the ground as an ankle, how it affects things up the chain. And you start compensating, and once your body starts compensating, things start tightening, things start loosening. There's just you want to get your body back into balance and moving the way it's supposed to, because I think professional athletes, we are professional at compensating and working through injury. When you do that, your body's that's not optimum.
Right? So it leaves you vulnerable to get hurt.
Exactly. And so it's pulling back and finding what that optimum is again. That's been the big focus just in terms of how I want my body to work. And then, in terms of, skill-wise, as you're moving through into the technical side of the game, there's so much that you want to, you watch film and I think every year you look back and you're like, oh man, there's just so much you can do better. So many things, so many details that you can press yourself on, and what kind of tools can you add to your tool belt as counters to what worked? Like what worked? How are people going to stop it? How do I counter that?
Yeah, and you're in the point of your career where you could watch film and you can go practice off a specific look of how it may not have went your way, and you could put that and play that game in your mind, and you're probably at the point where you're running routes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
you're running routes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean.
You get better playing football.
Yep, exactly. I mean, I think there's a few different steps to that. It's like the visualization side of things of where you're like, I know my wife knows that I'm laying in bed and suddenly I'll just be like, pow, flinch out. I was like, okay, what were you doing there? Like, what was happening? Like, yeah, I got to take. I was running this route. The safety was driving down. It's real. It's like you get to this point where you're visualizing things to the point where your body is like reacting to it, and you're going. You take the next step, and now we're OTAs. We're running routes on air, and we don't run routes on air just to run routes on air. Like there's an intent behind what you're doing. You're seeing, hey, this is how this DB is playing us. Let's run this route and talk to Matthew. Like, hey, let's is 3 carry, it's a tight carry outside. Like, how do we want to run this route on this one? What angles are we coming out at? So now you're running routes on there and you're visualizing these things. So now when it does come time that you're competing, you've seen that. You've seen it. You've visualized it. You've felt all those steps that you're going to take. You've seen how he's going to play and react to each move you're going to do. At that point, once you're playing the game, it's like, man, I've taken this rep over and over and over again already.
You know what we used to call that? Deja vu. Davante Adams. That's a big addition. I think he's going to be a huge help for you guys. Being able to be a guy that could win on the backside, outside the numbers, consistently. Something you guys kind of lacked last year. Like, or a red area target. You guys would do all that hay, and then you get in the red area, and Higsby was a little banged up. So having Davante there, that's going to be huge. What are you going to – have you guys talked?
A little bit. When he came out to sign his contract, I think he's still been out in Vegas. But I want to get him on the basketball court too, because I feel like I always see it as a wide receiver, I feel like that you see it like how they kind of move through on the basketball court. But I know he's a big basketball fan too, and I'm like, we'll get up. For sure, he's gonna show up to OTAs. We're gonna get a lot of routes in. We're gonna talk about it. I'm like, once I can see you on the basketball court, I think I can understand how you think about football too. I'm like, you get that similar movement pattern is gonna come out, I think.
Yeah, 1,000%. So what'd you do for 17? Like, what did he?
That's man. So it's so fun.
How the number? Did he give you a couple bands?
I wish he got it for the free ski.
Free ski?
Did you play pig? Weren't you gonna play pig?
What, did he beat you?
No, he definitely didn't beat me in pig, no chance. So that didn't happen. But I was already planning to switch to 12. So you got to file the paperwork and stuff like that. They got to buy out your jerseys and stuff like that. I'm like, I was still a 5th round pick. I'm like, they asked like how they're like, will be $500,000 to switch your jersey. I'm like, I think you forgot when I got drafted. I was like, I don't got that type of money, bro. I was like, for a jersey number, no, that's not. I'm like, no. So you fill out the paperwork, had to wait a whole year. So this year was like, I was getting ready to like the springtime. Once that official season, March or whenever it is, they switch over. I was gonna be going to number 12, and it's like we signed Davante Adams, and everybody's like, yo, what are you about to do? And I'm like, man, if I would have waited, if I would have waited like 3 more weeks, like I would have got
you
at least
came up 500.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, but it's a mill. You go 500 there, you get a couple here, and then we got a fun trip in the offseason.
I know, that's why I could took the guys out, but now Davante's got to do. I'm gonna make sure I'm holding them.
I think you need a couple more Jewish people in your life. Okay, I'm just letting you know, Bubs. You can't be talking about age, and you can't be getting impatient with number changes. Let's go. Cost you a couple bill.
Yeah, exactly.
If I hit you down low, that was because I didn't respect you. But if I didn't respect you, that means also because you hit me down low.
Yeah.
So we have no regards of each other's career.
Yeah.
So guess what? Let's do it then.
Head's different. You knock someone out, that's considered a kiss. You taking out knees, that's considered a career.
Yeah. And so I got to the point where guys knew. I was like, bro, I'm gonna hit you up top.
Yeah.
If you hit me low again or you cheap shot me, I got one question for you. When I cut you and they got to do surgery, my question is, what kind of flowers you want me to send you? And they look at me. Just let me know, dog. And you see, they go back to the huddle and they're trying to decide, do I really want to go there with them? Because
I was thinking they were deciding tulips or roses or something, maybe.
Nah, they was like really thinking like,
bro, where do you come up with, like, you've thought that before?
Oh, yeah.
You've said that before.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, is this spur of the moment shit talking where it just comes to you? Or are you like a poet where you have a couple of these, you've thought about these situations, you have a couple in the tool belt for when you see them and say, is this just free burden?
It's just some of it, some of them I'm kind of embarrassed that I like said that. I was like, dang, that was bad.
What's the most embarrassing?
I remember Stewie was telling me one time, Jonathan Stewart, he had played with one of the DBs that were out there. And so the DB had did something, and I just was like, held him down. And I held him down until the referee came and grabbed him. And Stewie said, man, why'd you do that, Steve? What did he do? And bro, just like, I was just like, he was born. He was like, hold up. Because he was born, bro, that was just the first thing came out of my head. Because I didn't have a legitimate excuse.
Yeah.
He was like, everybody's born. But then I was like, I had my head down, but I'm not engaging in that. That was my answer, okay? Accept it or don't accept it. But that was the kind of dumb stuff I said and did.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's
ice
you know
up,
how
son.
But you know how
Ice
terrible.
up, son. He didn't finish a game, bro. That is, you got to put it on a goddamn T-shirt. Is it on? You got it on a T-shirt yet?
Yeah, they got it. Some dude trademarked it and offered it to me.
I watched it, and I remember as a kid. I remember when we played against each other, but you have some fucking straight poems out there with how you talk shit to fools, right on the spur of the moment. Post game interviews, anything. I was sitting there like, this motherfucker should be a rapper. He should be a fucking rapper. You spit like 9 right after a game. The story, it's some kind of funny ass way of doing it. You should have a marketing company or something.
Appreciate it.
You went to high school in Texas, the Woodlands.
Yep.
Shout out.
You played in Texas Stadium in high school?
Yes, sir.
Didn't you play in the Astrodome in high school too?
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ.
And the Alamo Dome too.
And the Alamo Dome.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just getting dome all over Texas.
so much Texas Dome.
The trifecta.
Now, give us
Sorry.
one cool thing of each of those stadiums.
I mean, Texas. There's nothing like the old school Texas Stadium. You see highlights of Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Dion back in the day making plays. They hung a couple banners up in there too. So the tradition in Texas Stadium, it's a mecca for high school football championship games. A bunch of bowl games used to come through there, and you walk into that stadium and you could feel the tradition. It wasn't the prettiest sight, but you know that there's been great football played there, and they an old Texas folk tale is that they cut a hole in the roof so God could watch. And
America's team, right?
America's team. So it was really kind of it was the mecca for high school sports. I played a 3 overtime game versus Tyler Lee in that stadium.
What year is this?
This was 2003.
2003. This is your senior year?
It was actually the 2004. I think it was
One of those 2 years.
the end
Because
of
football years suck.
Yeah, I know. It was
right?
end of the 2003, right before I graduated in 2004. But it was the 2003 year of the season.
Is this state championship?
It was a playoff game to go to it was a semifinals. I
So we're
believe.
playing playoff games in Texas Stadium.
Yep. A lot of great athletes play there. I mean, anybody that's ever played in a big high school football game in Texas has played in front of 40, 50,000 people at Texas Stadium. And we didn't play our state championship game there. We played at Rice, but it was these big stadiums get packed, dude. I played in the state championship my senior year. It was an all Houston final in Houston, and we had 50,000 people there. And it was the first time I really felt what a big game was really supposed to feel like.
Wow. Friday Night Lights, it's real.
Yeah.
Now, what do you remember about the Alamo Dome? Where is the Alamo Dome?
The Alamo Dome is in San Antonio. You see the Alamo Dome in bowl games. You see it in a lot of college basketball finals. Have played the Final Four. They just played the Final Four there a couple weeks ago. It's kind of a basic stadium, but the city of San Antonio fully supports and comes out to any high school football, college football game there, any basketball event there, and it's a staple in Texas as a premier bowl spot and high school game field. We opened up. They have the Texas Football Classic there every year. You open up the season, first game of the year there. We did that one year, and we got the opportunity to play on TV. In the state of Texas at the Alamo Dome, and again another opportunity to kind of get your name out there, show the world, the state what you can do, and try to keep moving up the ranks.
Such a Texan, show the world. No, ain't no one outside of Texas in 2003 watching that goddamn game. Okay, you Texans
do have
think
the internet.
everything's about goddamn Texas.
That's one thing. Texas people do love Texas.
Now, what's up with the Astrodome?
I played in the Astrodome my sophomore year versus Duncanville. It was a big game, another opener of the season. And you play these schools all around Texas that aren't in your district. You really have an opportunity to play against a lot of great football teams. It was old school turf, dude. It smelled like old beer in there. I used to go to Astros games all the time, watch Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell, and you walk in there and the brightness of the turf like immediately illuminates your eyes, and then you just smell that old crusty beer in the seats, and it's like you're like, this is what sports is supposed to smell like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you hit the trifecta. That's so cool.
Yeah.
What's like growing up in Texas?
It's all about football. My dad's a high school football coach in Texas. I actually played against him in the district. And
so you went to a different high school than your dad's high school that he coached.
Yeah.
And you guys played him.
We played against each other. They were in our district. They're another really good team in our district.
How's that go down?
It's cool, man. We had he was the defensive coordinator. Obviously, I played receiver. So
he just double you all game?
He beat us my sophomore year, then we beat them my junior and senior year. But he was out on the numbers, calling out the plays. They're doing this, they're doing that. He's been watching our offense, as I came through the ranks and my brother came through the ranks. So he knew every play that we were about to call.
Why didn't you guys go to his high school?
Because my brother and I grew up in the Woodlands. All our friends were there in the Woodlands. That's where our house was. He traveled like 15 minutes south at the time to Westfield High School. And they were good, man. We went to the state finals my senior year, and then the next year his team went to the state finals. We both ended up losing that game, but really good teams. So the talent was there.
Now, how's the dinner table after your dad beats you?
It was quiet, man. He humbled me early. And got us. He had to get some good players, and then we got him my junior and senior year. I have one great memory though. We had an interception that their DB ran down their sideline. I go to tackle him. I get blindsided, blown up, and into the sideline. My dad catches me, and then throws me back on the field. And I go back and I'm starting to try to run this guy down, but he scored on it. So. It's just, I remember every game before we played each other, he'd come up, tell me he loved me and he's proud of me. And then we'd go about our business and have fun for the next 3-4 hours. And then it was it was awesome, man. Great memory.
How bad did you want to beat him?
I was begging him to put, guys on me that I knew I could toast. I'm like, give me Bobby, give me, whoever, Billy, I don't care. I'm going to toast all of them. And then, he put their best player. I forget what his name, but he ended up going to play in college, and we had a battle, man. They had some really good teams. So
before the half, Jimmy Smith scored, I believe.
Yes, 52-yard bomb.
6 seconds
right
left.
as the half was almost.
So I was supposed to go in the game
Oh,
Be the safety.
to be the safety.
wow.
Parcells and Belichick got into it. And it was the craziest shit I ever seen on the sideline between two coaches ever. Because Belichick didn't want to put me in. Parcells wanted to put me in. Belichick said no. And they went right up the rail, bomb, touchdown. And them Parcells just lit his ass up.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
How was that relationship?
At that time, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
And then it's great now. They like boys and shit now. But at that time, I thought it was fine. I don't know the difference, right? He came back the next year. But that thing, my eyeballs, I was like, because I'm standing there ready to go in.
Yeah, you know the situation.
And he's like, no. And Parcells told him, at this time, Parcells said something to the effect of, you think you know every fucking thing. You're fucking genius, huh? You think you know everything. That's why you fucking got fired from Cleveland.
Yeah, that'll get it. That'll get the fumes going. Shots fired.
I was like this. Oh, shit. So when the situation came up again, I went in and got the interception.
Yo.
That was the craziest
Genius.
thing. But I've seen Bill do that to the coaches before.
Parcells the type of coach that goes for neck. Always.
my
He
God.
going for throat.
Oh.
He's gonna go for kill shot.
Man.
Just to try to light that fire in your ass.
Kill
probably.
shot. I watched Bill get at Charlie Weiss one time, because you know how you do the cards?
Yeah.
The cards wasn't in sync. It was like all messed up. And at this time, Krispy Kreme donuts had just became a big thing, came to the East Coast of New York. So we used to make all the younger guys go pick them up.
Friday practice.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, pick them up, put them out. And Charlie would come to the players' lounge and get some.
We know Charlie likes some donuts.
And he had messed up the cards one time, and Bill said, I bet you if these fucking cards, Krispy Kreme donuts, you'd have got that right.
Jesus.
We was like, oh shit.